Tapealert, 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 Tapealert.
Tapealert, hottest in the city. Today on the platform we have a DJ. A lot of people know him. If you don't know him, you need to know him. Brand ambassador of the official Bel Air Champagne. Right. DJ TRASE, what up, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm alright, man. I'm alright, man.
How's everything, bro?
I'm alright. Well, you know, before we start everything, it's only right we do this right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be a brand ambassador and not, you know what I'm saying, bring a gift for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So let's just put this right there.
That's what's up.
You feel me?
The blue
you know
one,
what I'm saying?
The blue one.
Bring that blue out. You feel me?
I had the black one. I never had the
right.
blue
You ain't
one.
gotta pay no $100 for it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Right here on me. You feel me?
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Good looking. All right, man. We're gonna jump right into it, bro.
Right.
You from the Lower East Side?
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
What was it like coming up there?
Oh man, I came up in an era where it was really dangerous in the Lower East Side in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you couldn't come into those projects if you ain't know somebody or if you wasn't born and raised in those projects. It was really hard to walk into those projects without getting into some type of, you know, altercation out there back in the days, you feel me? But, you know, it was also, you know, the birthplace of a lot of great things. You know, a lot of great talent from the Lower East Side that people don't know about. You know, if you do your research on actors, dancers, singers, you know, DJs, producers, you know, a lot of people were born and raised in the Lower East Side. You know, so there's also great things that come from the Lower East Side. You know,
for those who don't know the Lower East Side, that's LES, Lower East Side.
Downtown Manhattan.
Downtown Manhattan.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was great, man. It was great coming up there, man. You know, the bodegas, the Gucci Frito spots. You know what I'm saying? They used to have they used to have the Puerto Rican Day Parade on my block on Avenue D. You know what I'm saying? Going from Houston and Avenue D all the way to 14th Street Avenue D. We used to have our own Puerto Rican Day Parade. It used to be crazy out there, you know what I'm saying? DJing in the basketball courts, going from one court to another court in different projects, seeing the DJs rock out, milk crates. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's back
good old days, you feel me?
Dancing, right?
Yeah.
Official. You ever, you know, you from the Lower East Side, you in tune with True Light?
I know who he is, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all ain't never come together?
No, we never really crossed paths. I know of him, you know what I'm saying? I know about his music, you know what I'm saying? But we never crossed paths professionally. I mean, I've DJ'd, you know, certain events that he was a part of or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? But we never crossed paths professionally like that, you know, like had a conversation or, you know what I'm saying? Like anything like that, but, you know.
Yeah, shout out to True Life, man.
Yeah.
Brother home.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So your brother is the one who got you in the music?
Yeah, man, my brother Louis, my second oldest brother, his name is Louis, coming up in the late 80s, early 90s, you know, he had the old school turntable set up with the what you call it, with the rug coffin. Remember the old school rug coffin where you had the two turntables, the mixer. It was a long ass rug coffin. You know what I'm saying? Came up in those eras, records, vinyls, and I was between. I try to get this right. I gotta ask him, but I gotta try to get. I was between 6 and 8, somewhere between 6 and 8, and I was just intrigued with him taking records out, putting them on the turntables, playing the music loud. You know, he had the rug coffin speakers too. You know what I'm saying? The speakers that had the rug around them, the old school joints.
They made them themselves.
Yeah. So I was just intrigued by that, man, and he never let me touch anything. So I would wait for him to go to the club. You know what I'm saying? And then sneak in the room and start touching the vinyl and start touching stuff, pressing buttons.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Start with the little bros, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You watch. You can't touch nothing. You sneak.
Right.
I already know how that goes.
Right. And he got into car racing. You know what I'm saying? He used to do all the races in Hunts Point when they used to do the races in Hunts Point. You know what I'm saying? So when he got into racing, he passed down the equipment to me, and you know I learned on my own. And you know, after that, I just got my own stuff. You know, I sold this stuff. got some other stuff upgraded, you know what I'm saying? At the time, got into the whole CD thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
You feel me? Like I went with the times.
Making your mark.
Yeah, I went with the times.
Can you remember your first, event you DJ'd?
Well, I take you on a quick trip through that, you know what I'm saying? I actually started DJing in my room. So at the time, my mother was really strict with me. She didn't want me in the streets like that. Like I said, the streets was real wild back in the days. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, Ma, you know what I'm saying? I can't be on the street, so I'm gonna bring the street to me. You know what I'm saying? So I would just DJ for my friends in my room. And then, you know what I'm saying, it got to the point where after school, my friends just wanted to be in my room. I had a little red light in the room with the speakers. I had a little whole vibe going on in my room. So I would bring girls, I would bring dudes, everybody be chilling in my room. It got to the point where it became like the it place to be after school. You know what I'm saying? So it would go from 5 people to 15 people to 20 people to the whole doing the house party thing, taking everything from the living room, throwing it in the hallway, and then just charging people bread to come in and rock out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it really started for me. DJing in my room.
Making good money.
Yeah, DJing in my room for my friends. That's how I started.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What would be your best advice to give a DJ that's coming up, that wants to be, and let's say, in the same shoes you're in, they want to actually make money?
I would say learn the craft, you know what I'm saying? Learn the business, learn the culture of being a DJ, and, find your own niche and just stick to that. You ain't got to be like everybody else. You ain't got to be a turntablist. You ain't got to do live blends. You got to find your own niche and just do your best at that. You know what I'm saying? Be the best at that, the way you do it, how you do it. And that's kind of like what I did. You feel me? I don't consider myself a turntablist. Shout out to all those dope turntablists that be scratching and doing all the tricks and all. Yeah, that's a turntablist. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the turntablists. But I was able to learn a little bit of everything. How to scratch, how to do live blends, how to transition. Took me a long time, but I learned it, and I came into my own. You know what I'm saying? And I became my own. I don't know if I could be compared to anybody. I haven't heard no comparisons, but
well, you definitely bring dope energy.
No, appreciate it, man.
The energy is off the scales. That's the type of energy I came up here in DJs.
Right.
Like Fat Man Scoop and
Right.
other people like that. Actually, livening up this place.
Right.
Your introductions, official. So
Appreciate that, man. A lot of people say that. In the last 2 years, people been really, appreciating my intros to artists.
Bro.
When we on stage, whether it's a tour, a concert, whatever, a performance, people love my intros. I'm just, you know what it is for me? It's not just energy. I'm loud. Naturally, I'm loud because my mom is loud. If I was ever to introduce you to my mom, you think a conversation was she's screaming on you the whole time. You would think you got beef with her. You know what I'm saying? But she's loud. I'm loud naturally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to talk at a low tone, where sometimes people think I'm like confrontational, and I'm not. That's just, I'm loud. I'm animated. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I am, and I bring that to radio. I bring that on the mic whenever I'm in front of a mic. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely feel definitely.
Yeah.
You definitely feel that.
Appreciate that.
You know what I mean? You already know.
Yeah.
Going crazy with it. Who's your best DJs?
My favorite DJs?
From the 90s and 2010 eras. 90s, 2000, and 2010 eras.
Well,
top 2 DJs from each era. 90s, 2000, 2010.
I don't even know if I can answer that question like that, but I could tell you who my favorite, I could tell you, you know what I'm saying? I would have to mention the people that I came up around who showed me the way, who gave me advice, who I don't know, I guess for me I had a real dope come up as a DJ, man. I was really around legends who taught me, who gave me advice, who had conversations with me. I came up around the Red Alerts. I came up around the Tony Touch. I came up around the Ted Smooths, the Mr. C's. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that I came up around DJing for, opening up for. You know what I'm saying? And G-Bo the Pro, you know what I'm saying? K Slade when he used to do R&B mixtapes. I'm from that era, man, and these are the people who who I grew up on, I was buying their tapes, and later on in the future in my career, I ended up working with, you know what I'm saying, having relationships with, man, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Tony Touch, man, because I ended up, you know, building a relationship through him, you know, with him, and through his platform, Talk Out Tuesdays, I was able to open up for Eric Sherman, I was able to open up for Wu-Tang, I was able to open up for, you know, Charlie Chase, you know, Cold Crush, like, I've opened up for so many people. I've opened up for, you know what I'm saying, Keith Murray, you know what I'm saying, like, I've opened up for so many people rocking out with Tony Touch that, you know, a lot of my highlights come from working with, you know, with Tony Touch and Lyricist Lounge. Shout out to Danny Castro, you know what I'm saying, at Marshall, you know. I was able to do the 20th anniversary of Mobb Deep before Prodigy died and BB King's. I was able to do 20th anniversary, I think, of Capone Noriega. I don't know if it was 20th or 25th, you know what I'm saying? But it was one of those anniversaries at BB King's. You know, I was able to, you know, work with Pete Rock and Technician before Versus. You know, this is all working through, you know, Tony Touch and Lyricist Lounge. So shout out to them, man. A lot of my highlights really came from them dudes, and I appreciate that because I was able to learn from the guys who helped build this industry. You know what I'm saying?
Fly on the wall,
yeah, man. I didn't come up around the new DJs, man. I came up around the guys who helped build this industry, and I'm so fortunate to have that history. You know what I'm saying?
That's official, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And a lot of dudes, you know, they may have that same opportunity and may not actually take advantage of it. So
Right.
shout outs to you for actually, you know what I mean, being in place and seeing, you know, waiting your turn,
Right.
observing it. When it's time to move
Right. I mean, I had a legendary DJ from Harlem tell me in the beginning of my career, he always used to tell me, act like you belong. And I didn't really understand that in the beginning of my career. You know what I'm saying? When I was becoming a mainstream DJ. And it was just it kept being told to me. And I started to understand and learn why that was being told to me. And when you learn the culture, when you learn how to speak to people, when you appreciate the environment and the culture that you're in, you're able to act like you belong. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how to move, you know how to talk, you know how to hold a conversation with these people who are big in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Who shake stadiums, who shake parties. You know what I'm saying? Like you're able to be around them because you know how to act. You know how to belong to that situation. You know what I'm saying?
How do you control it? Let's say you're in the spot, you DJing. What's the top 3 songs you play?
Oh man. I'm not even gonna lie, man, till this day, maybe people gonna call me old head when they see this video. To this day, man, All About the Benjamins is that song that I'm gonna play to shake the room. You know what I'm saying? Because not only does it bring that energy, but you know, you could talk about money, you could talk about getting bread, you could talk about, you know, pop opening bottles, you know what I'm saying? You could go any route with that song, you know what I'm saying? That song to this day shakes the core of a room, man, if you play it at the right time.
At the right time.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just throw it in there, and, you know what I'm saying?
How do you know the right time?
I'm really good at observing the room. You know what I'm saying? You can't just observe the VIP and the people who are popping the bottles. You gotta observe people who are buying all the food. People who are taking shots and don't pop no bottles. You know, people who are in the corners. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta observe the whole room. And when you see that the whole room is vibing together and you see everybody drinking and eating food and having a good time, that's when you throw something like that on, because people are gonna stop what they talking about and stop drinking, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because of that beat, that sound, like it knocks to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets me like hype. I'm getting goosebumps to talk about that song. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Diddy for that.
Shout out to Diddy, word.
Yeah.
It's all about the Benjamins.
Right.
All of them on that guy. I came up to that song.
Yeah, man.
I don't care where you from in the country. You know that song.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of the old school joints, man. But that's really like my main joint.
That's
that
the
I
one
go
you
to
throw on?
all the time, man.
And that
Every party, I'm gonna play that song.
And it definitely does the job.
It does the job, man. Does the job.
What do you throw on for the ladies?
Oh man, I'm known for my R&B sets, man. So, but like the R&B without the hip hop. I like the R&B without the hip hop features. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Mary,
Definitely.
Donnell Jones. Yeah, appreciate you. Joe. But their first albums.
Oh, the first.
Their first albums.
Classics.
Yeah, their first albums. Those are the joints that I like to start off with all the time, and it don't backfire on me ever. You know what I'm saying?
Playing R. Kelly?
You know what? There's certain places that, you know how sometimes you go out just to have a drink, just to get some food, maybe you with your lady, whatever, and you just get to see the lay of the land. And if I'm a DJ at that spot and I see that another DJ play R. Kelly, I look at the crowd to see how they react to it, and I'm like, all right, then, you know, it's cool. But if I go to a spot and I feel it in my heart that it's not the right thing to do, then I'm not gonna do it. Because you know what? I really pay attention to what people are talking about. Like I don't know if it's weird to say this, but like when I walk in somewhere and I'm setting up, I'm listening to what people are talking about. I'm listening to conversations. You know what I'm saying? Because a DJ is like a therapist. You got to play the right music to make people feel good. Maybe somebody's going through a hard time. Maybe somebody, you know what I'm saying, like lost some bread or lost a loved one, or, you know, maybe somebody got a promotion and they want to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to see what it is out there. And I'm always listening. I'm paying attention to people's vibes, how they dressed, everything. Like, I pay attention to everything, and that's how I really focus on what I should play. I don't know if that's weird to say, but
it's not.
you know, that's how I scout the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You getting the vibe, you seeing, okay,
Yeah.
this is like, this is decent for this set.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Prep the situation.
Right.
So, what was your journey to getting the Hot 97? Actually,
Oh, man. I don't even know if I could talk about the whole thing, but I'm going to try my best to say it. So what a lot of people don't know, I think this is the first time I'm going to say this on camera. It's the first time I'm going to say this on camera. Hopefully I don't get in trouble in no way, shape, or form. But like about 2014, 2015, I was doing a lot of work with Flex. And, you know, I was able to build some type of relationship with Flex. And I forgot how the conversation went. But you know, he kind of co-signed that. He kind of like was like, you know, I think you should be on the radio. I guess it was how I was opening up for him, and you know, the relationship we was building. Like, it was even to a point where he was letting me talk on the mic while he was DJing. I don't think he lets a lot of people do that while he's DJing. You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of footage of me being on the mic while he's rocking out, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we built a certain rapport with one another, and you know, he had asked me to, you know, go through certain channels, and I did, and it didn't work at first. You understand what I'm saying? So I really left it alone. You understand what I'm saying?
But the whole
no, I left me trying to approach the situation alone after I tried. You know what I'm saying? But he was the one who was like, yo, try to do it. So I did what he told me to do, and I wasn't successful at first. You understand what I'm saying? So from that point, I guess from 2014 to 2015, I was just building with people. You know, I was opening up for Enough. I was opening up for a lot of people. You know, I was just really putting in my work. You know, and you could see it on my gram. You could see it. You could see the videos out there. You know, and out of nowhere, man, I will never forget this day. I'm a jump, because like I said, I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this, so I'm trying to give y'all a little bit here and there. You feel me? One day, I think it was in June 2019. I will never forget that day. I was in my pajamas. I forgot what day of the week it was, but it was in June. I was in my pajamas. I get a call, and it's Enough. So I'm thinking because I used to do stage work also with my boy DJ TRASE and Bosco Productions at the time. I used to do stage work for the Barclays, for Radio City. So I used to set up all the turntables for DJs. I used to do all the troubleshooting because I'm a tech guy too when it comes to all that. You understand what I'm saying? And those situations help me get opportunities to open up at the Barclays too. So in those situations, you know, I was set up for Enough, I was set up for Flex, I was set up for Mr. C. So I'm thinking it was one of those calls, like he needed certain turntables, certain mixers. And I pick up the phone, he was just like, yo, I'm in your hood, come downstairs. So I'm like, okay, again, I'm thinking, it's some concert stuff. Like he want me to be on point with whatever he needs for the concert. That's what I'm thinking. So we meet up at a mutual barbershop that we go to. Shout out to Don Juan, Low East Side legend. And he looked at me and he was, if I remember correct, I can't remember all the words specifically, so please don't quote me on none of this. But, he was just like, are you ready? And I'm looking at him and I'm like, huh? He's like, you ready to be on the radio? My dude, let me tell you something. I feel like I'm a tear right now. I started crying. I cried right in front of Enough. I cried because I felt like I went through so much stuff with my career. I felt like I put in so much work that nobody was looking at me, nobody was seeing me. I just felt like when he said that to me, I just, it changed my whole life.
I suppose somebody who got drafted felt like.
You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, it's hard when you're not part of a team, when you don't have a big name behind you, when you don't have, all the bells and whistles to help you out. It's hard to be seen in this music business. You know what I'm saying? It's hard when somebody's not co-signing you. It's hard when you don't have mixtapes, when you don't got a website, when you don't got this, when you don't got. It's hard. And I ain't never had none of that. To this day, I still don't got no website, no nothing. It's just straight grind. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never put out mixtapes like that. I tried once or twice. That ain't never worked out for me. Nothing that everybody else does ever worked out for me. All I could do is just be me and do what I do. That's all I was able to do. Right. So when he told me that, man, I cried. I cried, man. And he gave me a hug, and I was nervous. I was able to go back home. I told my sons, like, I'm gonna be on high nights. Like, I was really emotional, you know what I'm saying? And from that point on, I did the one joint, did the first mix show weekend, and I was so nervous.
Nah, fix show. The first fix show weekend, that was
the first mix show.
Mix show, first
for,
mix
for
show.
them.
Oh, for them. Yours is the fix show.
Yeah. We gonna get to that. The first mix show I did for High 97, I was so nervous, man, because you can't DJ. I can't DJ the way I DJ in the street on the radio. You just can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be different. You got to switch your whole vibe up, your whole style up. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to mess up. Can I curse?
Yeah.
I didn't want to fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And I did my thing. I went back home. I was like, damn, I fucked up. I hope they call me back. Like, God damn. So I couldn't even sleep in the next couple days after that because I wanted somebody to call me and tell me that I'm invited back, that I did good. I didn't know if I was going to ever do that again or not. You know what I'm saying? So I get called to go up there again.
What, this is the following week or?
It was the following mix show.
Okay.
And I guess the following season. I forgot how they do it, but so I get called again. I'm nervous again. I'm in the studio. I'm nervous. I'm like shit. So I'm trying to do everything that I possibly can to not fuck up, right? I ain't even touched the mic the first 5 times I went up there. I ain't even touched the mic because I ain't want to say nothing crazy or make nobody feel no time. I just,
let me get through this.
I wasn't scratching. I wasn't blending. I was just playing the goddamn song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do the right thing up here. You feel me? And it's like after the first time I was nervous, after the second time I was nervous, and I was telling people on the gram while I was live, like, yo, I'm here, I'm trying my best. Shout out to everybody who tuned in to me. I appreciate, I'm trying to take everybody through my journey because I don't want people to think that you on High 97 and it's all good. Nah, it's not all good. You gotta
Keep working.
This is a different job now. You gotta work. I'm already in there. Now I gotta work to stay there. That's the way I always took the approach that I took. You know what I'm saying? And it's 2022 and I'm still, doing mix show weekends up there. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you could say I'm part of the rotation. I'm not officially High 97. I'm just a part of their rotation.
Tapealert, Tapealert.